What's up, my dudes? Today I'm going to be teaching you 3 different uses for black water. Black water is something that every witch can really use regardless of their experience, and also it's something that a lot of people might use more into their practice in their more early stages, and then they might move up to a different type of water later in their stages of experience. Now, moon water has multiple different uses, and I'm going to be going over a few different uses, but if you would like to know how to make black water and also the properties of black water and a little bit more about this, check out this video above here that I did last week, just doing the basic explanation of what black water is and how you can make it yourself. The first use for black water is any sort of marking. This can be either any sort of runes, sigils, or any sort of writing. So that could be either writing with your fingers, or you can have it where you use it like an ink and you just use it that way. Each way has its own different uses and each way has its own different methods, but using black water for any sort of marking is a good thing to do, because whenever you have your black water sort of an ink, it can be used to write out your runes or your sigils, and you can usually write this anywhere that you can have any sort of water. So what I usually do is I like to mark around my bust every so often with just different types of runes, and since my bust is black, it doesn't really stand out. Even if it does stand out a little bit, you can always just wash it off afterwards, or if you do it right before it's supposed to rain, then that'll be the same thing. Writing whatever you need to in black water is more about the intention setting rather than the actual markings. If you would like to have this like a permanent structure, and maybe you rewrite whatever you're doing on like a regular basis and you just cover over the existing mark, you can do that, or you can do how I do it, where I just write out whatever I need to, and then afterwards I'll either wait for it to be rinsed off naturally, or I just leave it as is and just let nature take care of it. There's multiple different ways, and also depending on your situation and what you're going to be doing, it can depend on the way that you use your black water for writing. Now, the next way you can use black water is for any sort of binding. This can be either a binding spell, any sort of binding ritual, or it can be for any sort of binding of intentions to a certain object. I usually like to do this whenever I am recharging my items, or if I'm doing any sort of spell that I really want to focus the intention on a certain person. This is usually best used for if you're doing a candle or something, because you can focus all your intentions of that entire candle onto whatever you're trying to do, and also it's something that can really be used to really focus the intention on whatever it is that you're doing. I'm actually going to be doing a few different spells with black water, and you can see how I use black water for binding spells. If you would like to see that, just check the description, and this is going to be where my socials are, and also I'm going to be doing a few different shorts on YouTube if you would just like to follow me that way. The next way you can use your black water is for any sort of cleansing or charging of your items. This can be done in multiple different ways, and actually I'm going to be doing a whole separate video on doing this with black water. So what you basically do is you have a bowl, and then you fill it up with black water, maybe add some herbs or maybe some water safe crystals that you can use. Make sure they're water safe, and also they can be used in salt water because your black water has salt in it, but just make sure that they're safe to use in the water. You place it in the water, and then whatever items you have, you could either place it directly into the water, or if you're worried about them getting water damage. Now, when you do this, you can either stir it around with any sort of thing that you have to spiritually channel your energy. That can be whatever your preference is, whatever you want to use. What you want to do is you want to start clockwise for bringing in the intention. So whatever intention you're trying to put into your objects, you will stir it clockwise, and if you want to take out the energies, you would just stir it anti-clockwise. This will just bring out any energies that are already into your objects and just place it into the water. And after you're done with this, you can discard of the water. You don't necessarily need to if you are doing a charging, but definitely if you are taking out any energies from your items, you would definitely want to make sure that you either recycle that or you just discard of it properly, so that you're not putting those effects that were on your items onto anything else that you're using. You could also have 2 different types of black water for these particular reasons, but just using any old black water will do, and all you have to do is have that certain intention whenever you are doing this for your items. If you would like to know anything else about witchcraft or witchcraft related content, just subscribe to my channel. Also, if you would like to support my channel in any way or just support the channel, then go down below it to where you can support me directly. I've been getting a big influx of people ordering spells and also different people ordering things from me, and I would just like to say thank you for everyone that has been supporting me. I've been trying to do this while I am working a job, usually working 10 hours a day, and it's just been a struggle for me personally. As you can see, a few of my videos in a few weeks, I've just been lacking and not really putting out the most effort, but the more support I get from the outside, the less I have to work a regular job. So I very much appreciate anyone that has been supporting me and anyone that has been ordering spells from my channel. Even if you're not financially supporting me, just subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, just commenting, every little bit helps, and every little bit will just help um, further my career in this aspect. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day, night life. Enjoy yourself and be happy.